I found out when the school called me, and they said that my daughter, said some words. She is a special needs autistic child, and so she doesn't have, the language skills that a regular, kid would have. And some things that she said got misunderstood. And so they had to report it to DCF, and DCF called me saying that there were allegations against my ex-husband for sexual abuse. And, I thought that I could clear that up. I thought that when DCF called me to take my information, that I could just say, my daughter's autistic and this is a misunderstanding, and it would be logical that, that's what it was. Well, first of all, I called up my ex and told him about these allegations against him, and that this is very, very serious. And I didn't want to put my daughter through DCF, all the interviews, and I felt like it would be traumatizing to her. I did an internet search to see, what to do when something like this happens. And it seems like, based on what I found, it would be best to get an attorney to handle this. And so I looked for an attorney, and, I said my prayers, and I found Attorney Kevin Seaver. I called Attorney Seaver, and it was clear that, I knew that this was a person that I wanted to work with. It was Attorney Seaver's blogs, and it was the testimonials, and then I read through the website. The whole website, it won me over. I reached out to Attorney Seaver, and he got back to me right away, and we met and discussed the allegations. From there, he discussed what he could do. He said that he could help me, and I had a meeting with DCF coming up, and he had me have him come with me to the investigation. I was worried about the cost. I had never hired an attorney before. And so I told this to Attorney Seaver, and he made a simple, easy, user-friendly plan. It was a flat fee, and I was on a payment plan that worked for me. So I was very happy about this, and that took a lot of stress off. And so right after that, he prepared me to meet with DCF. He coached me and my daughter, what to say, what not to say. And the meeting went well. Couldn't have asked for more. So at the investigation, Attorney Seaver was really good because the investigator wanted my daughter to go through a SAIN interview, and with the DA. And Attorney Seaver said, no, absolutely not. She is not capable of doing a SAIN interview. She can't do a SAIN interview. She wouldn't be able to communicate, and it would have upset her a lot. Attorney Seaver was very professional, and he could relate to my daughter. He's very relatable, and he was friendly with the social worker too. I thought that we were all getting along very well, and it took the stress off everything. But at the same time, he made sure that everything went the way it should, and we avoided the SAIN interview. So after the meeting, we recapped. So moving forward, he told me what he was going to do, setting out all the documents that we needed, correspondences. I was so afraid that they were going to take my daughter, and that they could do that at any time was just frightening. And it would have been so bad for her. It would have just set her back, and it would have been a tragedy to the family. With the way my daughter is, being autistic and having these special needs and stuff. She would have never gotten over this. If someone had taken her away, she wasn't able to see us for the holidays or be with us. She is with me all the time. She wouldn't have been able to handle being taken away. It would have been a nightmare. That is one of the scariest things that I could ever think of. Not having her around for, every day and holidays and birthdays. I would not be able to handle that. I am so happy with how everything turned out because Attorney Seaver fought DCF, just fought them so hard, and it ended up that we had an extremely positive outcome. I think it is worth it to hire Attorney Seaver. It is so worth it. You deserve, a good life. Your child deserves, to be with their family. It's so worth it to hire Attorney Seaver. There was no allegations against me in the beginning. I had done nothing wrong. I was just told that there was allegations against my ex-husband, and well, I didn't think that there was anything going on. I know how my daughter is. I know how she speaks, and if there was something wrong, I would have known about it a long time ago. I didn't believe that he sexually abused my daughter. And because I didn't believe that, they turned it on me. And they said that I neglected my daughter because I didn't believe her. They clearly said that it was allegations against my ex-husband and that this didn't have anything to do with me. And then they totally changed it and went after me. I mean, it ended up that any of the allegations that were substantiated against me, because it ended up being turned on me, that was completely reversed. So I'm very happy with that. And the case is closed. I would really feel for anybody that is going through the same thing that I went through, of not having done anything wrong and all of a sudden having DCF in your life, bothering you and accusing you. That's a horrible feeling. It broke my heart, and I know that it's really unfair. And I know that to spend that money, I know it can be a burden on some people, but your life is so much more important. Your child's life is so much more important, and it's very worth it to have an attorney to represent you. Otherwise, you're just left open and vulnerable. DCF is not to be messed with. They're not your friend, and you need help with DCF. You shouldn't have to reason with them or have to talk to them. You really need someone that knows the law. That is Attorney Seaver. You need Attorney Seaver because he knows the law. Attorney Seaver did an excellent job. I am so impressed. I was elated. I was so happy when everything, it seemed like it happened really fast. After all that waiting, after all that waiting, all that time, all that, feeling scared, and all of a sudden the case is closed and it's reversed, and I just feel so happy. I was jumping for joy when when I found out that everything was closed and reversed. I was so happy. A weight was off my shoulders, off my heart. It felt so great. I feel free. If it's a scale of 1 to 10, I rate Attorney Seaver like a 10 plus. My daughter loves Attorney Seaver, and frankly, she got to talk to them and, shared a little bit of, her stories, and she prays for them before bed at night. And she was so happy when I told her that the case was closed and she didn't have to worry. She cheered. She was so happy.